A very good morning to all of you. We are starting with chapter number 19, that is human resource. This chapter will be divided into three main parts. Firstly, the distribution and density of population, then population composition, and the human resource and economic development. So that is how we are going to study. Let's start with our chapter. As we all know that resources and development of a country are directly linked to the human beings. So without the skills and expertise to create, to manufacture the resources, these development and utilization of resources cannot be done. So that is how human are also treated as a type of resources themselves. We are the manufacturers, distributors, consumers, and even the destroyers of these resources. So let's study about them. Distribution, as we know that human resources are unevenly distributed throughout the world. For examples, North and South America consist of only 25%. Other land, some of the people, means you can say 12% of the people, world's people, does not have the land for them. Asia has 17% of the land mass with them. So that is how we can say that they are not equally distributed. Now, what is the density of population? The distribution of population is best understood not just in terms of a numbers living in a country, but also in terms of a number living in a unit area, that is the density of population. And here we have the formula how to calculate the density of population. So density of population equals to total population upon total area in square kilometer. So we get the people per square kilometer. So for this you need to understand certain factors which are affecting this distribution. Starting with the physical factor, firstly we have relief. So relief means the land area, means what type of land is required. So we all know कि basically हमें कैसी lands पसंद आती है, flat land or undwelling lands. Yes, we have flat lands we prefer more than the rugged areas, than rocky areas to live for. क्योंकि अगर प्लेन लैंड होगी सो इट विल डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू सपोर्ट द एग्रीकल्चर of that area. It will provide us with the best transportation and communication system. They have a sufficient water supplies, and even they have a better climate suited to development and growth of the human population. So these are the positive side of having a plain or a flat lands to live for. Unlike the plains and mountainous, the mountainous and the rugged areas have the difficulties of terrain, cold climate and poor transport facilities. अगर हम mountainous regions में रहने लग जाएं या rocky regions में रहने लग जाए तो we have certain problems towards the transportations, communications, right? So it will be very difficult to live there and to move from one place to another. Moving ahead, moving to the soil, the next factor is the soil. Yes, again we can say that how soil is important, that soil provides the fertility and are suited to the agriculture, tend to have large population than the areas with poor and sandy soil. Best example is desert tree regions, another is the alluvial soil regions. So जहाँ पे alluvial soil regions है, मतलब most fertile soil जहाँ पे available होती है वहाँ की population आपको ज़्यादा मिलेगी then the regions जहाँ पे soil जो है loose soil है या कुछ भी उगाया नहीं जा सकता, because we know that India supports the agriculture region. So अगर जहाँ पे agriculture ही नहीं कर पाएंगे तो what will be the occupation for them, right? Next is the climate. A favorable climate with an equitable amount of rainfall allows for a wide range of economic activities. Definitely जहाँ पे climatical region अच्छा है, rainfall अच्छी हो रही है, वहाँ पे population will be high क्योंकि climate बहुत suitable है. Example ले लो, we will if you have given a chance to go and live in an Antarctica region or near to the equator, will you choose those areas or you will choose areas which is like the place where we are living, like tropical regions, yes, we will choose the tropical region to live for, not the extreme condition, not extremely cold regions, not extremely hot regions. So that is how the climate also affects. We have the economic factors. Next is the economic factors. By now we were studying about the physical factors. Okay, so economic factors. Firstly, we have the resources. So where there is much of resources available, like forest, minerals, marines, and even land, provides more economic activities to the people. That is why large population is supported. आप ये पिक्चर में भी देख सकते हैं दैट सिटी अलोंग द रिवर्स आर वेरी पॉपुलेटेड. वाई? क्योंकि वाटर से उनको एक इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी मिल जाती है, दे आर गेटिंग अर्निंग मनी आउट ऑफ इट. सो दैट इज़ वाई these areas are quite populated. Next is the industrial activities. Yes, that is the another reason that most industrial center create opportunities for the employment and attract a huge workforce. So those who required work, means जो labor class है जिनको factories में काम करना है या industries में काम करना है, so they choose those areas जो industrial activities के पास हो. So even the industrial activities supports the large population. This is the another factor. Next is the urbanization. So we know people attracts towards the urban areas and want to shift it towards the urban regions. Why? For the facilities, for their better life, and more avenues are open for employment. So एक better living के लिए और better opportunities के लिए they move towards the urbanization, because we know that our urban cities provides more facilities than the rural areas. Moving towards the next factors, that is social factors, social cultural factors. Firstly, we are talking about the cultural centers. So many small towns grow and attract people because of the cultural opportunities. Educational hubs जो हो गए like ऑक्सफोर्ड, कैम्ब्रिज, शांति निकेतन, और अगर हम कॉमन में पढ़े तो अपना कोटा टाइप्स. तो इस तरीके से जो एजुकेशनल हब्स हैं, that also attracts the maximum population towards it. Government policies, that we all can understand that a area which is not being supervised or controlled by a government policies, or there is no security, nobody wants to live in such areas, right? So even this influence the movement of people, because जहाँ पे government policies नहीं है, control नहीं है, safety नहीं है, that area does not attract the population. Religious centers, definitely yes, like Mecca, Jerusalem, Varanasi, Mathura, Rome are all the centers that attract the people of different religions. These soon develop as the commercial centers because they develop services that cater to tourism. So even these places are like tourist places, plus lot of opportunities, occupational opportunities are provided. मीन्स अगर वहाँ पे हम घूमने के पर्पज़ से भी जा रहे हैं या अपना रिलीजियस पर्पज़ से भी जा रहे हैं, सो वी नीड टू हैव अ होटल. We will book a hotel or place where to live. We will go to the restaurant for eating food, right? So we are supporting different tourism into it. Means hotel को भी हम pay कर रहे हैं. At a hotel we are also paying. We are going to the temples, we are providing, we are doing certain charitable thing over there also. So we are supporting lot of tourist activities in such places. So these areas also attract lot of opportunities. I hope this topic is clear.